Welcome to the Hyrides training module. This training is to help you maximize every opportunity to make as much money as possible as a rideshare driver. Where should you go? There's a few places you can go. Like one of them is following the alcohol drive, that is the bars and nightclubs, where people are partying and drinking. The best hours to drive are 5 p.m. to about early morning hours, especially from Thursday to Sunday. Other inexperienced drivers don't want to work these hours, but demand is very high and you can make good money during these times. Also, drive around the restaurant areas. Keep track of holidays, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, New Year's Eve, etc. Sporting events and concerts are great demand times, often with surge pricing, which is when Uber and Lyft charge more as there are not enough drivers to cover demand for rides. Always try to take advantage of long rides. Do airport runs at the tail end of your daily and weekend shifts. Uber and Lyft both offer bonuses for referring other drivers, but those terms change quite frequently, so keep yourself informed. The rideshare companies will pay you depending on the number of rides your referral completes, sometimes as much as $500. Remember that at Hyrides, we will always pay you a commission for your referrals. Ask about our referral program. Start thinking of ways to sign up other drivers. This is easy money if you do it often enough. Start with your friends and family, members of your church, other parents at school, etc., etc. For example, if you have a cousin driving for Uber, get them to sign up with Lyft under your referral code. Some people suggest posting driver referrals online. People have also found success posting on Craigslist, but you have to pay to post in the areas where your potential drivers would sign up. The best technique is to actually make a connection with people and suggest it to them if you think it would be their best interest. You can even talk to your passengers about signing up as drivers. A lot of people are interested in the flexibility of being a rideshare driver, and they'll be happy to talk to you about it. This can be a $500 conversation if you can sign them up. Another very important strategy to maximize your earnings is through smart traffic management. The reason traffic management is so important is that both Uber and Lyft pay you much more per mile than they do per minute, so you're really much better off adding up the miles than sitting in busy traffic. The best rideshare drivers have an outline of what they're doing in advance. One of the most eye-catching benefits of rideshare driving is having the ability to set up your own schedule. It's best to know when your best and worst times to drive are, so that you can plan around anything else you have going on in your life. Some people plan just a few hours in advance. Every city is different, so it's important that you know when traffic is heavy and when surge prices are at their peaks. If you drive at night when the roads are not so busy, this won't be as much of an issue, unless you're in a highly congested nightclub area. Obviously, no one wants to be in traffic, but sometimes there's nothing you can do. One way to avoid congested traffic is by using the technology available. Use Google Maps. So if there's an accident, construction, or anything causing a backup, Google Maps will help you find the most effective route. Over time, this will add up. At the moment, Google Maps is not integrated into the Uber navigation feature on the driver app yet, so it's a good idea to use Google Maps to navigate instead of the Uber navigation. Another way to avoid traffic is to always take the HOV carpool lane on the freeways if you have passengers. Sometimes it's easy to forget that we have an HOV option, but just keep it in mind. Another excellent strategy is to promote other businesses you might be doing on the side. You will notice that it's an extremely common question for riders to be curious about whether you have another job. For example, if you sell cosmetics, either online or privately, remember your passenger is a potential customer. I wouldn't necessarily bring it up at first, but if they ask, I would tell them about what you do. You never know, you could get lucky. Remember, now that you drive rideshare, you're a small business owner now. You need to think of all the different ways you can earn money for yourself in growing your business. So print up business cards and give them out to riders who ask. You can even come up with different promotions for your passengers. The one thing about this strategy that we suggest is to wait until they bring it up first. The next strategy is to try avoiding minimum fares. This might seem obvious, and no matter what you do, sometimes you can't avoid super short rides. Here in Phoenix, Uber is super popular around the Arizona State University area in Tempe. The only problem is that the college kids want to go like 3 blocks and stick 10 people in your car, and they probably won't tip you. It's better for you to hang out in areas where people want to go further. I've seen a guy who tracked the minimum fares over time. He kept notes in his phone of where he picked people up and then dropped them off. and then he'd avoid those areas in the future. It's a bit of extra work, but this is the advanced strategies part of the training. Your phone is your one-stop shop for everything rideshare. In fact, outside of the face-to-face you get with your customers inside of the car, every other interaction you're a part of during your drives is connected to your phone. Everything that has to do with your phone has to be set up optimally for driving. First off, ensure that your phone is reliable. Your drives become considerably easier if you have a phone mount for your dashboard on your windshield. You will have full visibility of what's happening on the road, on the GPS, and on your driver's resources. Invest in a phone charger. A dead phone battery is a nightmare when you're in the middle of a pickup. Have everything you need to drive successfully at the ready. Phone mounts and chargers are usually very inexpensive and worth investing in. There are various ways for you to speed up your Android or iPhone to prevent any slowdowns while you drive. Restart your phone once a week to keep your device running fast and smooth. Running multiple applications at once can slow down your phone a lot, so it's recommended to close all applications that you're not using when you're driving. For iPhone, double-click the Home button to bring up the currently running apps, or slide up if you don't have a button. Swipe upwards to close them. There are numerous cleaning apps on the Android. You can choose whichever one works for you. However, we recommend Clean Master. Navigate to the Play Store and download an app called Clean Master. Clean Master will delete any unwanted files and close applications for you. Another tip is to delete any apps you haven't used in more than a month. Unused apps slow down your device and cause the rideshare apps to not function properly. Recognize that even if you've been driving for many years, driving professionally is its own skill. You're thrown into the fire quickly, so it may be helpful to keep things simple as you start to get the hang of rideshare driving. Learn your best practices for driving by completing a bunch of drives. Do not be afraid to let a passenger know that you're new to the practice. They're more than likely to be forgiving of any mistakes you might make. Understand that depending on when you choose to drive, customers could either be drunk enough to puke or tired enough to spill coffee all over your back seat. You'll know after your first few drives what to keep with you as you move around. Drive often and reflect on what works for you and what doesn't. A clean car goes a long way. Riders expect the vehicle to be pristine, or at least close to. Hold yourself to certain standards of cleanliness when handling your rideshare vehicle. Don't roll out of bed and into your vehicle looking like a mess. Give your riders the comfort of knowing they're working with a professional. If there's trash left on the floor, pick it up as soon as you have time to throw it away. Keep the interior of your car spotless. That means wiping down the door interiors and windows outside and inside, as well as vacuuming seats and floors. Get regular car washes to keep the exterior of your vehicle presentable. Have your vehicle's cleanliness be a priority during the hours when you're driving. Refer to your driver's manual for the closest clean-free car wash location to you. To make the ride as comfortable and enjoyable for the passengers as possible, offer supplementary items. Successful drivers have items like snacks, gum, and chargers for mobile devices on hand. Offering a complimentary bottle of water, especially in the hot summer months in Arizona, is one of the easiest ways to make your passengers feel comfortable during the ride. Providing this essential item can increase tipping and rating averages for an Uber driver. The investment in water is minimal, quenching the thirst of 24 different passengers on an average of about $5 total. Your tiny investment in a 24-pack of water can easily push your profits to new previously unattainable levels, plus it's tax deductible. Your passengers won't always want to listen to music, but if they do, offering a variety of selections can be a way to give your riders a better experience and increase the likelihood of a high rating. Make sure you have the music ready to go so you aren't distracted by doing this while driving. You can also make it possible for your passengers to listen to their own music by having an auxiliary cord on hand so that they can connect their own devices to your sound system. By offering these to riders, you can improve the likelihood of a high rating. This is an important tip for employees in any industry, but is particularly important if you are responsible for the safety of other people. As a driver, it's crucial that you be alert and energized. Not getting enough sleep makes your job harder and less safe. Consistently get 7 to 8 hours of sleep and you'll feel healthier, energized, and provide better service as a driver. No one should work non-stop without taking breaks, and that includes Uber and Lyft drivers. If you're driving during a busy time, it can be tempting to simply forego a break, but taking even a short one every once in a while is important. Turn off the app, get out of the car, stretch your legs, and grab a snack. You'll have more energy to be a better driver because of it. At some point during your work shift, you will need to stop for a bathroom break. This mandatory task can become rather expensive if you end up driving around in an area that is heavily congested. Map out easily accessible bathrooms in your driving area to prevent this massive time suck. Doing so will reduce the amount of gas wasted on finding an open parking spot, which in turn will help you make more money. Hunger will eventually strike during your shifts. Although it can be tempting to pick up snacks at your local gas station, avoid doing so. Overpriced food items and large sodas will inevitably reduce the amount of money you're able to earn each day. The best way to prevent this is to bring pre-made snacks from home. Try to bring healthy snacks that do not have an odor and are not perishable. Anyone who has ever worked in customer service will tell you some customers cannot be satisfied, whether they're having a bad day or just a bad person. Some riders may try to take out their frustrations on you. Be prepared for such events. Try not to take it personally and do your best to keep a clear, cool head. Remember, the ride is temporary, but your actions will permanently reflect who you are. Start by preparing yourself for the various types of difficult passengers that you will inevitably face. Understanding what to expect and how to professionally handle each situation can help you maintain a high rating. Thank you for taking your time and viewing our training video. We here at Hyrides are genuinely grateful for your business, and we look forward to working with you. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you have a great experience with our company.